Sorry. Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. I had a busy day, y'all. Lord, I miss. Today was one of them days where allergies got me. They won. I actually had to go to the doctor and get that medicine that I told you I'd be trying to avoid. It couldn't be helped. So I'm a little loopy, but the show must go on. I'm probably at 7 bottles of water right now. I was drinking more last night and in the morning. So I think I'm up to 7. I didn't even reach 10. Hopefully I get up there after the show. I'm not going to be long today. See, hard to breathe. Allergy 1 today. T0 allergy 1. Anywho, y'all saw what I'm talking about. Usyk got permission to lead the war. Who'd have thought it? But anyway, it's something that happened. We'll talk about that. First, let's turn to welcome back. This music on. So y'all bear with me, like it's hard to even talk. It's a bad allergic reaction I had today. Be hurting for some days. So biggest news that I had was that, with all the talk and with all people trying to coach Lomachenko and Usyk back to the boxing world because that's what we want. Never mind what's needed from them in their country. And I advocated that whether you new media or old media, you have a microphone and any promoter, managers, base, or boxing, you need to shut that shit down out of respect for both sides. And I still stand by that. But I guess with all the begging, who knows who people like Eddie Hearn, with the Bella and people like that been talking to behind the scenes, strings they pull to get their country to loosen the reins on those couple of fighters. We know Lomachenko didn't want to be there. We know Usyk didn't hesitate. But we finding out that Usyk has left Ukraine to go and prepare for his rematch with AJ. This is breaking news. Usyk have left Ukraine. That means he left a defending position that he had with his country because they're being invaded to go prepare for a fight with Anthony Joshua. Lomachenko was offered the same ability to leave his country to go prepare a fight with Camboso. Lomachenko declined as of right now. That's what it's saying. We can speculate and say Lomachenko don't really want to be there. He's middle age. You know, people get that about his age. They don't want to do that shit neither. That's for young folks. Usyk too. He wouldn't want to be in the thick of things where everybody different. That fighting on the front line and warring, that's a young man's game. Strictly a young man's game. But you will have older people who enjoy that type of shit. To each his own. But nevertheless, the Ukraine gave Usyk his permission slip to go do that. And apparently he left the country to just do that. Now, it remains to be seen if Lomachenko eventually going to take them up on that offer, or their their permission for him to leave. There's a difference between Lomo and Usyk. Lomo lost those belts, to Teofimo a while ago. Teofimo lost them to George Kambosos. Lomo wants those belts. As anybody. Now, that's part about him I respect. He's a boxer who wants the championship, unification, and undisputed. As I always say, if you're not interested in that as a boxer, what the hell are you wasting our time for? But he wants that stuff, right? So shout out to Loma for that. But we got a lot of boxers nowadays who don't give a care about stuff like that. And I'm not understanding it for one. You know, why the hell are you here? Why are you wasting our time and tripping on our dollars as boxing fans? I feel like my black dollars are disrespected when I eagerly and unbeknowing invest by purchasing a fight, merchandise, whatever, of a fighter who's not interested in going to the Super Bowl. I feel cheated, used and abused. So shout outs to Loma for feeling that way, like he want those belts back. But I think Loma know it ain't gonna do him no good for him to lead this war. It's how he entered it. He fucked that up for himself. Plus, he wants those belts. George Kamboso technically should be fighting Devin Haney for the missing puzzle piece so that he can get undisputed. But with Usyk, he is the champion. He is the numero uno. He is the top dog. We are waiting for him. No other boxer at this point can subscribe to be great by gaining a championship belt or a unified position or undisputed without first going through Usyk. He is all of those things except undisputed. Now, he also has a missing puzzle piece out there, and his name is Tyson Fury. But the boxing world is waiting for him. He's not waiting. He's not waiting for the boxing world. We're waiting for him. So that's the difference between Loma and Usyk. I can see people petitioning or begging for him to be allowed, give him some kind of waiver. But it's up to their country. Maybe all the publicity and a good-spirited nature about the whole situation, he makes their country look good. And that's where he can be the most help. Maybe. Maybe that's what the powers that be felt. Y'all don't forget to like, share, and subscribe when you come in. Lean on the leasy when you step into the heezy, all right? Hit that like button when you step into the square circle. So again, this is the latest. And the person that we can thank for this is the Ukrainian sports minister, Vadim Gazit. I'm sure that I'm butchering his name, but Vadim Gazit. He's the one who gave that permission. He's the one with the authority to give that permission. And he's in higher echelon government. So all he could do is pass that advice on to his government. And his government gonna listen to him because he is the minister of sports in that country. So if Usyk has left to do it with his country's permission, it's all good to me. Good luck to Usyk. Anywho, moving on. Conor Ben. He's stating that Kell Brook has priced himself out of the fight with him. And Conor Ben, you're a little too young in your career to talk like that. You haven't made your bones yet to talk like that. Somebody pricing themselves out. You need to understand where you getting your bread and butter. D-Town Blaster is in the building. Was popping, King? Say, hey, Miss T, looking good as usual. How are you today? I could be better, D-Town. I had a major allergic reaction today. Just got out of the hospital. I'm okay. I ain't crying wolf, y'all. But allergies won today. They beat Miss T down today. So I think it's catching up to me going up to Virginia with all the pollen they had up there and the pollen we got down here. My tongue, my lip, my throat was all swelling. I had to rush to the ER. Plus I get my normal medicine in the IV. I'm a little loopy right now, but I feel like I can go on. So that's what I'm doing. But don't cry for me. I'm Miss T good. It happens. My goal this year was for it to not happen often. So yeah. coming off the tail end of that medicine. I am a little loopy. Anywho, Conor Ben. He said, "Damn, mama, you want me to buy you a bottle of Hennessy, I guess." D-Town, this gonna sound crazy. I don't drink at all. I'm allergic to alcohol too. I know it sucks to be me. Listen, you guys, I'm gonna show y'all. To those of you who didn't catch me in the beginning, I'm okay. But when I get like this, I just don't want to be on TV. I can show you my tongue. You probably can't see it, but my tongue was very swollen. I couldn't close my mouth. I sounded funny, and your tongue goes back to your throat too, and swollen there. So I had to get this. I had to get this IV, and that shit is strong. What they put in there, amongst steroids too. And I wanted to avoid steroids. That was my New Year's resolution this year. Is to totally be off the steroids. But allergies won. They won today. I've been winning. So, hey, they won today. Yogi is in the building. What's popping, Queen? She said, hello, Miss T. What's good, Yogi? D-Town Blaster said, all good, gorgeous, warm for me. I know that's right. But we talking about Conor Ben, right? So, he's stating that Kell Brook priced himself out with Conor. Conor Ben is a little too young in the tooth to be talking about somebody prices themselves out. I really don't like when people be saying that, especially the boxer. It's almost like you want to say, what the fuck do you know? Why is this part of your part of the business? But if that man feel like he has a value and he priced himself, like what could he have possibly asked? Before you gonna say he priced himself out, just say, you let us say that. How about fighters just start letting us say that? Do y'all think that that's fair? Like, if a fighter comes and say, I want $10 million, and they've never gotten paid over $3 million, and then the other fighter said, well, my promoter felt like they couldn't pay that. In the discussion, you know what we gonna say? Oh, he priced himself out. But don't you be the self-serving boxer that say that shit. It's not a good look. I'm telling you guys, it's not a good look to keep saying that shit. It sounds like excuses to me. Stop that shit. Andrew Charles is in the building. He said, if it wasn't for Benadryl, I wouldn't make it through the summers here in East Tennessee. Yeah, they gave me a lot of Benadryl and 2 different types of steroids. Yeah, I wouldn't be making it neither. Like today, I couldn't even close my mouth, yo. I couldn't even talk. As soon as I got there, they rolled me right to the back instantly. Because they know that shit be going down like that. What you eat? What you touch? I didn't do nothing. I don't know. It could be the pollen, yo. But something as simple as going to another state set you off. Glad it didn't happen while I was in Virginia, though. Yogi said, I say, know your worth. Exactly, Yogi. Exactly. It's just basic 101. It's for men and women. Know your worth. And somebody else gonna tell you your worth. You ain't gotta listen to them. D-Town Blaster said, I believe everyone should be able to call it out. Miss T, look at what Keith Thurman did. He asked for $10 million to fight Crawford, coming off a loss and with no belt. Laugh out loud. D-Town with you, but I think it's something that we as fans should be able to call. I think when boxers start saying the actual word, he priced them out, you look silly. Did you ever hear Terrence Crawford say somebody priced him out? I think you would know this better than me, D-Town. I've never heard of it. Has anybody ever heard Terrence Crawford say it? I've heard so many other fighters say it, but I never heard Bud say it. And Bud probably thought it. He priced himself out. You know damn well Bob Aaron Winkle giving no damn $10 million. But again, it's in bad taste to me. And if Bud, you said it, I hope you stop saying it. It's in bad taste to say that about another fighter and what they're trying to get. As Yogi say, you got to know your own worth. If that fighter feels he's worth that, who is another fighter to tell them he's not? The risk is the same as Canelo, but yet Canelo can get 50 million. Why? Because people know him. Is the risk the same? I'm for equal pay and everything when the risk is the same. When I'm doing what you doing, if you getting paid this much, I want that too. Y'all hit that like button. Come on, hit that like button for me. So, Conor Ben, a lot of moves you make. If he's listening out there, you make a lot of suspect moves. You say you want to be undisputed, you want to be a champion, but you do not make moves like a champion. Look at the people you choose to fight. But you call yourself the top tier. You got top tier waiting. You got Boots Ennis. If Boots, you looking for a fight, there you go. That's supposed to be a top tier echelon fighter in Matchroom with Eddie Hearn. There you go, right there, Boots. You can make that fight. You're not wedded to anybody, as far as I know. Yogi said, it's no different than you and I. When I interview for a job, I let them know how much I want. If you don't, count on them to lowball you. Exactly. New media today, USA Boxing. Thank you for joining the chat. Welcome, King. He said, hit that like button and subscribe if you're not new to the channel. Indeed, King. Thank you. D-Ray Promotions. Welcome, King. I like button. Hit the like button. Queen, blessings. Yes. We talking about these boxers, like some narratives we can shut down if we all unify and do this. There's some things we can do that we can all find common grounds. I'm talking about us as content creators who have differences of opinions and this, that, and the other. But some things we can unify on. This is one of them. When you have a mic in these dudes' hands or in their face, new media, old media, shut this motherfucking shit down. Stop attacking people for calculating their worth. That don't need to be a topic of conversation. If it's part of the facts, if Eddie Hearn straight up said in front of Conor Ben, to Conor Ben, or just to all of us at the same time, I'm not paying, what's his name, $10 million. Under no circumstances. So if he says that, then us as fans can take it and say, well, he kind of priced himself out with Eddie Hearn. And then it won't be so bad. But when you get promoters and managers and all them saying that, instead of just saying it as factual, actual factual, well, we wasn't prepared to pay him $10 million. Okay, we know what that means. And then a boxer comes, he priced himself out. Excuse. It comes off like a damn excuse. And Conor Ben, you ain't got that kind of leverage yet. You ain't a star like that yet to be talking like that. He priced himself out. Dude, have you priced yourself out? You know, can somebody call you a tomato can, a nobody, a no one? Because you ask a lot of people in America, And we're the mecca of boxing. They don't know who the fuck you is. See how dangerous that is? When you say it, you're devaluing a potential opponent. Let's not do that. Kell Brook, I think, got $3 million in this last fight with Amir Khan. I believe so. Or he got 3 with Bud. He got 3 before. Shit, 3 million. Run me 3 million. I'm good for life. Oh, I wouldn't be missing shit. I would have every designer clothing I want. My house would be banging. But see, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to duck off into that conversation probably on Grown Woman Talk one day. How many times we as black people got to see what not to do and we still fucking do it in regards to some of these athletes have the biggest paydays in their life, but yet catch them 20 years later. God damn, do pussy cost that much? That's what I be wanting to ask. Do it cost that much? How the fuck you go through $100 million? Ain't no fucking way. But that is a topic that we will have this Friday on Grown Woman Talk. You hear me, Yogi? I wonder. I don't get it. This is something that seems like it only plays, and I'm not male bashing. Seems like it only plays black men. It really don't seem like it played everybody else. Not to say that a white man don't go through this or another type man don't go through this. Why does it hit black men? They're not victims. You say you can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Yogi, can you hear me? No. Okay, some of y'all hearing me. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that this Friday. Because I really want to know. that shit baffles me. How you run through $100 million or something. Shit, run me that. My great grand would be rich. I don't get it. That's why I say, like, what could you possibly be spending this shit on? But yeah, Connor being, you made yourself sound suspect with that one. To me, people with whether you new media or old media, you have an opportunity to talk to some of these fighters. This is one of them questions you should ask. Or if you hear them say it, shut their ass completely the fuck down. You cannot be in the business of telling another man what he worth. For women, you cannot be in the business of telling another woman what she's worth. Or vice versa. Women, we can't be telling men what they worth, and men, we can't be telling women what they worth. It's up to the individual to decide what they are worth and stand on that shit 10 toes down. You know? Demand your shit. You are a hot ticket item, Kell Brook. You did put on a good performance, Kell Brook. People do want to see you, Kell Brook. You beat Sean Porter. And if you didn't have that eye injury, I don't know. It could have went different with Earl Spence. Now, me personally, I don't think it could have went different with Bud. I'm sorry to anybody listening. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm standing on it 10 toes down. I don't think it could have went differently with Bud Crawford. But you and Kel was giving good as it takes. Y'all was going back and forth. You and Spence were. And Spence is relentless. That's Spence. You want to fight him, you better bring your lunch pail. That dude is going to be there all motherfucking day. Now, if you got that kind of determination like him, what an interesting fight it will be. But I call BS on this one. You know, if they didn't want to pay him, because I cannot see Kell Brook asking for some astronomical number not befitting to what he's already been accustomed to, or just a little bit more. Eddie Hearn, you touted Conor Benn as your top tier fighter, as the top guy in the welterweight. That's what you say about him. So what the fuck was he supposed to ask for? He's the top tier guy behind who? The guys with the belts? What is he supposed to ask for? You see how PBC paying Errol Spence ass, in a sense, to me, is dirty. Paying him dirty. I don't even want to say slave wages, but shit. What comes to mind? A meal or a meal and a half? That's what you pay your boy, your top boy, at your entity. Errol Spence is supposed to be the top guy, the cash cow, and that's the best you can do. But when Canelo step on the scene just for a hot second, you find $50 million from somewhere. Oh, it was in the mattress. But you can't pay Errol Spence $12 to $15 million guaranteed. Fuck speculation. Don't make sense to me. That's why people have problems with the PBC. And for the record, I think I talked about this, but I might not have. So my boy E Thriller, go check out his page with part 16. Go look at part 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Go look at all them parts. Because they're very convinced, you know, with the content he provides. But he spoke on Derek James being contrary to what Errol Spence put out. Now, we know that the week of the Amir Khan fight, Bud Crawford put out a statement, or he did interviews, which true hardcore Bud fans probably didn't like that interview that much. But we love Bud. We know that he know what the fuck he doing. We give him that benefit of the doubt. But it seemed like he was letting them off the hook. That would have seemed like to us. And we don't know why. But, you know, a lot of times Bud do stuff, you don't understand it. We understand that. But it'll all come out in the wash in the end. So we trust him. That's a real man right there, to me. You know what I'm saying? When I call somebody a real man, doesn't take away the real manness of somebody else. But that's who I think is a real man. That don't mean, I ain't got shit to do with whether somebody else is a real man. That's the guy I call. I can't say all 330 people in America and all the men that encompass that number, however many it may be, they all real men. I can't do all that shit. So don't take offense. I know how some of y'all Spence fans get. DJ is in the building. Salute, Miss T. Salute, King. WJ Luckett is in the building. Salute, Queen T. Salute, King. So, Derek James came out with these numbers. He said first he wasn't going to talk about it, then he said he had to. Whether he was intoxicated, I don't know. Whether he was straight up lying, these are things you can say. Was he intoxicated? Was he straight up lying? Or do he just don't know? You have to pick what makes sense to you better. For instance, Everything he was saying could be fact checked. It is a motherfucking fact that the Michelob Center holds 12,000 people. It's not up for discussion. It's a motherfucking fact. Documentation beats conversation. Nobody can, talk away on that one. You can't funny talk through that one. It's a motherfucking fact. 12,000 seats to be held. It's also a fact that Bud Crawford sold out 11,586,000 seats. It's not up for discussion. It's what the fuck it is. What's not a fact is Derek James saying he sold about 8,000 seats, so he sold about 8,000 or something to that effect. That's not a fact. So now you have to ask, Derek James, were you intoxicated when you said that? Do you just not know this information? You was just making it up? Or are you straight up lying? I'll leave that up to you guys. Which one is it? Because his facts were not facts. Bud Crawford sold 11,586,000. Shit, I'm fucking up the numbers my damn self. It holds 12,000 people. He sold 11,586,000. I had it right the first time. I apologize. I was wrong to say 11 million. So if you caught up on that, scratch that shit. You see how easy it is to say I'm sorry? I was wrong. But I told y'all motherfuckers I'm loopy. So y'all gonna have to roll with that. Because I am. Off that medicine. Not no good. Off that medicine that I got in the ER. So, now you gotta ask if Derek James was either lying, or he just didn't know, or he was intoxicated, then what was his point? And then you get into intent. What's the intent? I'll let y'all be the judge of that. I know what I think, but I'll let y'all be the judge of that. What's the intent? What's the purpose? You can tell a lot about a situation when you understand the intent. I judge things on intent. I don't give a fuck what you was 20 years ago. I judge you by what you are today and your intent. Because most of the time, intent don't change over the years, but you got to give people an opportunity to evolve. You have to. Or else we need to judge all of you like what you was into 20 years ago and hold your feet to the fire forever for that. Especially when we talk about stuff like politics and stuff like that, it baffles me when people try to hold people's feet to the fire over something that happened 20-something years ago because that was the climate they was living in. But you judging them by contemporary times, but we can't judge your ass by contemporary times. We supposed to understand that as a man, you evolve, but you don't get the same courtesy to others. I don't like shit like that. See, I almost got off on a tangent. Let me reel my damn self back in. DJ said one thing about it, Miss T, she's gonna ride for Bud Crawford. DJ, that what you think? I'm gonna ride for truth. This what I'm talking about ain't got nothing to do with Earl Spence. I was talking about Derek James. What's his intent to talk about those numbers? Because he said, nah, I'm not even going to talk about numbers. This is right after. This is like days after that EJ said I was wrong for putting numbers out and blah, 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 to my fault, blah, 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 blah. All of them capitulated that week. And I said as much, DJ. And then Derek James come out and say what he said. Now, I waited to talk about it because I want to make sure I'm clear in my thoughts and what I think. But then he turned right around to talk about numbers, even though his fighter said that they was done with that because they know that it affects men's ego, and that's something that both of them have, an abundance of ego and pride. You know what I'm saying? So what was his intent, DJ? Of saying that Bud barely sold 8,000 seats, and that place where he fought held only 8,000, when the facts is it holds 12,000, and the facts is that Bud sold 11,586. Why not say what he did instead of saying a different number? What's your intent? Does intent always come back to what he said, 83, 17%? That Bud need to take 17% and 83. That's what the intent was for even saying those shits. Anyway, even though EJ said, let's not do that no more. And then when you're going to say it, you're going to lie about it? What is Connor's being intent on saying that Kell Brook priced himself out? What would be the point in saying that? As a boxer, you cannot tell this man his worth. He's been fighting longer than you, and had better fights than you in his past. While you fiddle down around in his future, you about to fight Chris Van Herden. Come on now. Kell Brook got a way better resume, and I hate to bring that up. I hate to bring the resume thing up, but you're devaluing this man, and this man has done much more than you in your division long before you got here. He pricing himself out. We need to stop them in their tracks. Young fella, don't say that. It's in bad taste to say another fighter is pricing himself out. Who are you as a boxer to devalue or set value for another person? Let's not do that. That's what you can say when you put the microphone in these fellas' face. JJ in the building, he says salute to you, King. That's what you can say, y'all. Y'all hit that like button. Come on, hit the like button. Maybe they don't want him to make more than Conor Benn. If Kell Brook were to fight Conor Benn, it would not be strange to me if Kell Brook got a bigger paycheck than Conor Benn. It happens. It can happen. It can happen. Even though Conor Benn is his show, his promoter, I think Eddie Hearn has worked with Kell Brook in the past. But it would not be strange to me that Kell get a bigger paycheck. It's like Conor Benn is the active fighter, right? But if Floyd went over there and fought him, who would get the bigger paycheck? If EJ fought him, who gonna get the bigger paycheck? And not just because EJ has 2 belts. If Boots or him fight, which one of them gonna get the bigger paycheck? I don't know. But we don't need to worry about that as fans. And boxers, y'all are the other group who don't need to be on this money, to be about your money. Make sure you get motherfucking paid. Be about that. To stay out of another man's pocket. Because when you say shit like that, you look like you're making up excuses. Anywho, moving on. Virgil Ortiz. Of course, there's rumors about the reason why he pulled out the fight. And I heard he was 30 pounds overweight, 20, 25. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know if he was taking the shit seriously. I don't know why he wouldn't. But if you weigh that much more than you should, maybe you gotta get serious about trying to pick the right weight. Of course, sometimes like a Virgil Ortiz, you think about it, if he was fighting in the 154 division, he'd look like an ass. He would, just by the way he looked as a 147 pounder. But if you weigh that much, then hey, that's where you gotta be. When you start trying to fit into a weight class you don't belong, the damage to your body is sometimes irreversible. Your body start eating away at itself. That's what you never want. Starting to eat away at your muscle. You don't want that. Remember, your brain is a muscle. If it eats at one muscle, it eats at all muscle. If it eats at your heart is a muscle. If it eats at one muscle, it eats at all muscle. There's no, we just gonna eat over here at the bicep. Just gonna fuck with that one. They equally eat at all muscles all across your body. You do not want that. So it sounds like Virgil got a weight issue. He was diagnosed with rhabdomyolysis. Rhabdomyolysis. Hope I'm saying that right. I had told you guys the other day what that was all about. Rhabdo. But you can put that shit, you can get in that predicament by overexerting yourself, i.e. trying to lose weight. So, I mean, hey, everybody get serious about it. You're going to have a very short career. Now, put the link in the chat. Here's some of the things I wanted to talk about. So look, let me talk about some other dates in boxing coming up. I ain't talked about it yesterday because I talked mostly about PBC. So on the zone, we got Saitama in Japan. Gennady left. I guess that's where it is. The fight is between Gennady Golovkin Triple G against Ryota Murata. And that's April 9th. That's soon. 12 rounds. But Golovkin's IBF middleweight title and Murata's WBA super middleweight title. April 16th, we got the Showtime. That's the card. I ain't even gonna lie. Fucking PBC did their thing. I still ain't getting it. April 23rd on ESPN Plus and pay-per-view. You got Tyson Fury, Dylan White. That's the other pay-per-view. 12 rounds. Don't see much about their undercard, but I think Jared Anderson and some guy that Tyson dealt with before and handled is going to be fighting. So you get to see Big Baby Anderson or whatever his name is on that undercard. DJ said, I just think he's outgrown the weight class, Miss T. He's still young and growing. Virgil missed the weight on the first attempt, the last 3 fights. Yeah. Ain't no shame, but they got to know when to hold him and fold him, DJ. That's a grown man responsibility right there. It's part of his fight. Part of the fight is not just in the ring, it's on that scale. It's a couple of places. You know what I'm saying? You have responsibilities. Fiduciary responsibilities on your part, and you must meet them. True Gritter is in the building. What's poppin', King? Homeboy from Nebraska. I'm gonna have to visit old Nebraska. Some good people come out of Nebraska. Omaha, that is. Salute, Queen T. Salute to you too, King. I'm just thinking about what DJ said. One thing about Miss T, she rep her Bud Crawford. I do, but I think I'm fair. I hope I'm fair. If I'm not, you guys are more than welcome to call me in on it. So in Vegas on ESPN and ESPN Plus, you got Shakur Stevens and Oscar Valdez. That's April 30th, 12 rounds. WBO junior lightweight title and WBC junior lightweight title. Haven't really looked into their undercard, but I'm sure it's going to be nice. So far that I've seen, and I try to look into a handful of them, Errol Spence and Ugas got the tightest undercard. That bitch is fire. You hear me? It's fire. I still ain't buying it. TJ said B-Hop announced last week he's moving up to super welterweight. B-Hop? I thought he retired. True Gritter said, pull up, we can kick it. I feel you can. So one of you guys asked me would I go to the Spence fight in Texas. Hell to the fuck no. You know why? Because I don't think I can wear my Bud regalia in peace. Even though he ain't fighting. You know, even if I went to the Barclays and he wasn't fighting, I would wear it. If I went to somebody else fight and I wanted to wear it, I'll wear it. But I don't think I can wear it at a Spence fights in peace. And that's fucking ridiculous to me. Because Spence can wear, when it comes to me and what I think, he can wear whatever he wants. Whether it's his fight or not, in peace. It's almost like I put a Hillary Clinton sticker on my mailbox when she was running, and I worried about it. That's my little story break. And I worried about it. I thought somebody was going to cut down my mailbox or hit it on purpose. But all these motherfuckers with their rebel flags and their Trump shit all over, they do their shit in peace. Why can't I do mine in peace? And yes, you guys, I'm a Democrat. Man, if you hold that against me or don't talk to me or break bread because of that, that's y'all motherfucking problem. Because y'all being a Republican or with anything else don't make me feel that way. DJ say I'm talking about Virgil Ortiz Jr., Miss T. He's moving up. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad that he's going to do that because that was my suggestion, DJ. Like, pick your weight wisely. These young guys know what they can fit into and what they can't. Because you guys are steadily growing. Like a 28-year-old, 29-year-old man looks way different from a 20-year-old man. And you can be either one of those ages and don't have an ounce of fat on you. But it's like your manness. You know, I can't describe it. Y'all men know. Not only do you get more filled in, you just look more manly. And then your voice get deeper. And you going through some changes, some good changes. Good changes. By the way. DJ said, Miss T, you can wear whatever you want to wear. Come and sit with us. Nobody will bother you. DJ, I would love to believe that. I believe you believe that. And that DJ, one thing I know about you, you're a straight up dude. And I know you got behind my back. You like a big brother and a big little brother to me. And, you know, that's why I call you daddy sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because you're a protector. I peep that about you. It's when I'm in your presence, I feel that. But I really wouldn't want to start no mess. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want to start no mess. Don't think I wouldn't, defend myself, but I'm too old for all that bullshit. People should be able to support who they want to support in peace. Like, to my surprise, nobody TP'd my house or did anything because I had Hillary Clinton sign on my mailbox. I was surprised. I'm sure people's like, look at this bitch. Just like when I ride down the street, I be like, look at this motherfucker. Trump this, Trump that, everywhere. I be like, You know what I'm saying? But, I put it up there because I wanted to, and I was like, I should be able to. And to my surprise, I was. Now, I know people who have caught hell for having a Black Panther picture on their front license plate, because in certain states you don't have to have an actual license plate. You can have like those little picture license plates, and they had a Black Panther, and they go ahead. They go ahead. They felt like that they were getting pulled over all the time unnecessarily. And when they took it down, some people, when they took the damn
What's
picture
up?
down, they felt like things changed. What's good? I was talking about some of these fights that's coming up that I didn't mention, but they're not PBC fights. So we was up to April 30th with Shakur Stevens and Oscar Valdez. And also April 30th, we got Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano in the 10 round for Taylor's WBC, WBA, WBO, and IBF lightweight titles. I didn't know she was undisputed.
Yeah. I like Serrano though.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I think that Serrano, Taylor is undisputed. Damn, my bad. I don't know how I read that wrong.
And Amanda Serrano, that's gonna be a great fight. But Serrano gonna win.
And then May 7th,
I'm watching her.
That all of these fights I'm talking about is, I would tell you, is ESPN for Shakur, and ESPN Plus. Then Katie Taylor is the Zone. May 7th, Las Vegas in the Zone, on the Zone.
Don't Tyson Fury and Dillian White fight at the end of this month? Oh, that's next month.
I think I mentioned that.
That's the end of this month or next month?
That's April 23rd.
Okay.
So May 7th in Las Vegas on the Zone. Out Canelo and Dimitri Bivol. They fighting for the WBA light heavyweight title. I don't know their undercard just yet neither. May 4th to be discussed.
You fight trash to me.
I think it's gonna be on Showtime, but it's yet to be seen. I guess it's TBD, means to be discussed. I don't know, but maybe they're thinking that it might be a pay-per-view after all. Jamel Charlo versus Brian Castano for all the belts. Undisputed.
I'm gonna do all these videos. I got all that wrote down. I ain't had a chance today. I just got home. I've been working like a motherfucker.
Hey, fair exchange is no robbery. We all love a hard-working man, don't we? Hard work, dedication. On May 28th, we got Gervonta Davis and Rolly Romero 12 round, and that's gonna be an interesting fight. And that's for the WBA regular lightweight champion.
It ain't gonna be interesting.
I think it is.
I promise y'all, man. I'm telling you, I'm a boxing connoisseur. I watch these fights. I've been watching these boxers for years. Rolly is not gonna do nothing with Tank, man. Rolly gonna get knocked out. It ain't even gonna be 3 rounds, I tell you.
Well, I tell you, Tank can strategically fight him like he fought Barrios and.
He said it's gonna be war. He said today is gonna be war.
Now he might not want to do that one. He might not.
It's gonna be war.
DJ said, yeah, Katie Taylor is undisputed at lightweight, and Serrano is going to dog walker. Woo!
I told you.
DJ said, let me see. I know F.A. Ajaba. Is on Shakur and Valdez car. That's about it.
Nobody care about him. He got the biscuit chin.
He coming out of hiding. That's the guy who was on Wilder's undercard, right?
Yeah, got his ass beat.
Let me tell you, he's not fan friendly, and I'm gonna say that because that's a fact.
He ain't fight friendly either because his jaw is terrible.
You know what? He gonna have to fix that about himself because he ain't fan friendly.
I don't know how you fix the jaw. Everybody who done tapped that jaw, but he done went down.
You can fix your fan friendliness. I mean, that's your bread and butter. How you expect us? How you expect to make money if nobody want to spend money on you?
You can't. Ain't nobody gonna spend money on you getting beat.
I'm trying. Y'all, listen. Here's an assignment.
You got a body in the ring, like, you know what I'm saying?
Here's an assignment. Think of somebody who had the most losingest streak, but people pay to see them. Past, present, or
nobody.
Come on, now. It's got to be one out there. Come on, y'all.
Nobody. I can't think of nobody.
If
I've
it
been
lasts
following
longer
boxers to Holyfield and Mike Tyson. Like I ain't seen nobody.
if it lasts longer than 6 rounds, I'm gonna look at Tank different. Indeed,
You
DJ.
can't.
He said,
It ain't
"Yeah,
gonna
this
last
is
as
the
long.
first time we see him get worked by Frank Sanchez. Frank Sanchez won 10-0. DJ, who is a fighter that have consistently I'm gonna tell you one that you would pay to go see? Emmanuel Augustus.
Hell no.
Yeah, you did.
I wouldn't.
Floyd said that was the toughest fight he ever had. That dude don't stop
I never
coming.
liked Floyd back in his boxing days.
I say
Honestly.
that's the problem, man. Am I right? Is that a good choice, y'all, in the chat? He didn't go down though. No, he didn't. But he
When
always
Floyd
lost.
when Floyd was fighting, I was more of a like Roy Jones fighter then.
Floyd was whipping his ass, but he was handing Floyd his ass too. Floyd went back in the back, said that was the toughest fight he ever had. He don't want to fight him no more. And Emmanuel Augustus, he never became this big echelon fighter because he could never win when he should have. He could never win the sweepstakes. Oh, that's a little Prince. Hey, son.
Hold on. You gonna say hey since you're here? Look, say hey. Wave.
How you doing, little man? I handsome.
You gotta wave higher, they can't see you.
Oh, he's so cute. Look at you. I'm so cute.
I'll see you later.
Oh. Well, you got a basketball team. You got a basketball team, huh?
I sure do.
You got a bench. Well, you don't got no replacements, really. I mean, well, you got your girls. You got some rest ups.
They grown, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, damn. How old is your oldest?
22.
Damn. I always wonder how y'all be starting over when y'all get a certain age.
Hey, the old Atlanta life was the shit. When Big Meech was out there.
Yeah,
man.
Look, I think I would faint if I went to the doctor and they said, "Well, Miss T, you're definitely pregnant." I'd have been like, I would faint. I'm telling y'all, look, this face look like she needs something
DJ?
like that. No, I'm fainting on spotlight.
I used to be all out. I used to be all out there.
Yes, yeah. Hey, if the equipment work. He said, "Yeah, ATL. I was all about Holyfield, Mosley, and Roy Jones Jr. I like Floyd,
Exactly.
but I was a fan of
Holyfield. I trained in his camp and everything when I was young.
B. Hop and Marco Antonio Barrera were also my favorites. Yeah, B. Hop won though. He won a lot. I was like, you guys, do y'all know of a fighter who did not really win all the time, but was the goods? You would pay to see him.
Holyfield.
Nah, Holyfield won.
But even when he was losing, he was winning.
But you wouldn't look at him like he got to lose.
When he won the belt, I don't think he was undefeated. Was it?
Smoking Joe, can we say that about him?
Shit,
top tier fighters beat him.
George Foreman, right?
George won some of them top tier fighters, but like George beat Smoking Joe. I think Norton beat Smoking Joe. I think I can't remember. Did that guy Trevor Berwick? Didn't he beat Smoking Joe?
Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson.
That's one fight that he won though. But I'm just saying, when Smoking Joe had to fight the top dude, he was a name. But when he had to fight the top dudes, he didn't always win. But if all you had to say was Smoking Joe is on the ticket, motherfuckers coming.
Yep.
Period. Ain't nobody hesitating. Ain't nobody shitting on this man's name. If he say I need $5 million for the fight, his opponent ain't coming back saying, "Hey, you priced yourself out of it. The fuck you doing?" There ain't nobody saying that. That's smoke and choke.
I feel low blows. I feel low blows.
You feel low blows coming? See, you brought up your boy.
I just said I feel low blows.
You brought up your boy.
I feel low blows, Miss T. Ouch.
Hey. Oh, you feel low blows? No, look, Miss T ain't hitting no low blows. I don't believe in them. I'm gonna take y'all word for it that they hurt. I only got your boy the nut digger.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though about your topic though. Then Usyk team snap. Like I ain't said no shit like that. Like for real on your topic.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I just read. I wish I could bring up the article. I just
he
read.
Usyk was upset. His team was upset about that. Like nigga, I ain't leaving my country for no damn boxing. Like basically that's what it was. Like, if we sum it in our words, he like, motherfucker, I ain't never say I was gonna leave my country for no boxing. That's how it went.
Well, I stand corrected. I read it earlier today, and I read it right before I came on, and it said he was leaving the country to get ready for the AJ fight. That he got permission. Now he might have got permission, but that ain't mean that like what ATL saying he ain't take him up on that permission. I'm gonna do that more and come back and with a correction tomorrow. And I apologize.
He was mad about that.
Yeah, but hey, that shows you what kind of man he is.
He didn't even flee his family. His whole family's still there.
Damn.
I watched the videos. He there in a bomb shelter with his whole family, his grandma, his aunties, everybody. They all together.
See, look, DJ said, yeah, Usyk manager snapped on Mike Coventry's stupid ass.
See?
All right, got you. Thank you, ATL and DJ, for shedding some real light. Because
I'll be on it, Miss T.
I see y'all be on it. Miss T can make a mistake too, because I was like, why is he leaving?
I ain't gonna lie, out of all the war, I done seen the Klitschko brothers, I done seen Usyk. I ain't seen Lomachenko nowhere in the news and none of that shit, bro. Like straight up.
The article I read said that the minister, Madame Usyk, I probably be saying.
I didn't even know. Look, the Klitschko brothers is the mayor of the city of Ukraine.
Of Kiev, yeah, but
they on the front line. You see them all the time.
Yeah, but you know, this guy, the sports minister of the country, gave permission. Is this what that article was saying? And then the article went on to say that Usyk left the country. So if I had my information wrong, I apologize to y'all. That's why it's good to have y'all in the chat or whatever. Set me straight. Because I read it right before I came on. I said, oh, I don't want to say this, and it ain't true. But I read an updated article, and that's what it was saying.
Yeah, his team was mad. He there with his whole family. You know, he could have been sent his family somewhere else. But they all like, nah, we ain't leaving our land. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's a manly's man.
I did a video on him.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Y'all go check that out. ATL Unanimous Boxing.
Yeah, because you know they could have tucked their tail and ran, but you know they doing what they gotta do for their country. So you know.
As you should. How many of y'all think that America should move to something where you have to join the military at least 2 years out your life before you go on with your life? And how many people believe that?
I don't think so.
What y'all think? DJ said undefeated Bellator welterweight champion Yaroslav Amosov is there too. He's Ukrainian as well. DJ, did I say that name right? Boy, that was a tongue twister. That was a tongue twister right there. How many of y'all think that America should move to something like that? You know, there's some countries you wouldn't even think do that. Spain does that. And they're not real anal, like, oh, you got to do it right at 18 or 17. It behooves you to get it done while you're young.
I don't think that they should do that.
You don't think? Why not?
Not just because you want to do it. Like, if we was going through some shit like what Ukraine doing right now, then that's different. You know what I'm saying? if we was going through that shit with motherfuckers trying to come here and invade our country, then I couldn't do nothing but be on the front line with everybody else because my family here. And at the end of the day, I want to make sure my family's straight. If I have to die going through that, then it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But as far as me going somewhere else and handling somebody else's what they got going on, like, you know, I think me personally, hey, I don't know what's really going on, so I can't really just judge nobody and what's going on. So, but if it was the situation just the same way, how they stand and holding it down with their families over there, if somebody was coming over here, I think as Americans, even though we going through stuff as people and back and forth, and it's still racism out here, I think that everybody will come together in that situation and do what we have to do to keep people from trying to invade our land. I actually believe that.
He just said you got the last name right. Oh, goody, goody. So anybody else in the chat feel a certain way? That's a good answer, ATL. I don't begrudge nobody. I personally think you should, because it will definitely make a man or a woman out of you. Definitely. It's a lot of kids. I think when they went on this campaign, I want to say it won't in my day. It had to be in the mid 80s or something. And where they kind of went on this campaign where you can't hit your child. Spoil the ride. I said spoil the child. Spare the ride, spoil the child. Yeah, I believe in that. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to spare the ride, because you need to have healthy fear of your parents. You need to have healthy fear of life in general. Like, you need to have a healthy fear of police. That if you cross the line, you will be arrested. That needs to be a healthy, and it's healthy because I'm basically saying you need to adhere to deterrence. Don't do this crime because you'll get arrested. Okay, cool. I won't do that crime.
If I do a crime, it's for my family, and I'm going to jail with my head up for it.
A lot of people
if it's something that I gotta do, and I gotta do it, and I do it, I ain't gonna go to jail in sorrow. I'm gonna go in there with my head high, knowing I did it to protect my family, because that's what I did it for. Can't nothing else trick me off the streets.
But a lot of people say that, like I got family member right now that be like, I was doing it for my family. You was doing it for yourself. Your family ain't asked you to do that, and then you gone away from your family for so many years. Yeah. So what good did that do?
No, I'm saying if it's a situation where my family isn't, if I feel like my family's in danger along with me, and I gotta do what I gotta do for me and my family.
Now, if it's acute problems, I get it. But I ain't talking about chronic problems. You can't tell me you selling drugs for your family. You can't say that.
No, hell no. I work.
Yeah, but you
can't. I work honestly.
Now, if somebody touch your daughter and you gotta go lay them hands or whatever you gotta.
Nah, somebody touch my daughter.
Whatever you gotta spray, you know what I'm saying? Then hey, yeah, we with you on that. Because I'm that type person too. Like,
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Literally, everybody that's standing around got to get it. Touch mine. I'm not taking. I don't give a fuck about me at that point. So you already know I ain't care nothing about you or what you got going on.
But that's what I was just saying, Miss B.
But those
about my family, I go back proudly, smiling. I'll be looking at the camera, smiling. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and take whatever consequences that come with me. Yeah, y'all want to beat me up because I killed some kids too? Because
no, I ain't killing no kids.
Well, I'm killing everybody that's standing out there.
I can't kill no kids. I can't do
that. I'm killing everybody in the house. I don't care. That's how I feel.
Hey, it is what it is, man. I can't hate one. Hey, that's you. Hey, that's how you feel. I can't knock you for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You kill the kids, I'm gonna shoot the parents. That's it.
I know, right? I'm gonna get everybody moving. Maybe I have a soft spot for the kids because I love kids. But when I'm gonna
try to persuade you to not do it.
I know, right? A lot of people would, and they probably be successful more than likely. But
you understand? I'm like, Mitty. How about put the gun down?
Put the gun down, like.
Miss B, come on now. What you doing, man? Put the gun down.
I am definitely a mother grizzly. You guys.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Put the
one
gun,
thing
Miss
I
T.
agree with Sarah Palin.
Miss T, they already fucked up. Put the gun down, Miss T.
I know, right? But see, be
What
like,
you doing?
let's see, hello. Let's see, be like, what you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Willis?
Miss T, put the gun down, goddamn.
Mm-hmm.
You did not go through slavery, Miss T. Put the gun down.
Now, you know, I don't know. Listen, I would have never pegged me as that person. I always
Miss T be like, nah, this from my grandma. I ain't with that shit. This from my grandma.
I always peg myself as a rational person. But when you become a mother and you look at that baby for the first time, I know I eat through some asses to get to whoever I got to get to.
I ain't gonna lie, I fell out. I was like, oh. I went out to school and like that.
That love, you fall in love with them, like, oh my God, it's unbelievable love.
My teacher told me I wasn't gonna make it to see my first child. I was like, damn, how you know that?
Look at you now.
Yeah, I got a whole goddamn star lineup in there, bitch.
7 deep. DJ said, I'll burn your house down and shoot whatever comes out.
Damn.
DJ, we thinking the same thing.
But hey, Modern Warfare in this bitch. Hey, we done played it. We know what's going on. Hey, anybody come on here, they fucked up. We got Call of Duty. It's done.
DJ said
we practice on Call of Duty, bro. It's over with, bro.
He said he being creative, burn it down. Everybody running for the hills. They gotta get popped. Pop.
Oh yeah. I used to like to do that sniper on that goddamn Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? Bow! You need to, oh shit.
I never played that game. You know, I play. You know, what's that game with when they say snake? What's the name of that game?
I don't know. I only played Grand Theft and Call of Duty.
I don't know how the fuck y'all men log in that much time playing a video game, but y'all can.
I ain't played in like 2 years. I'm talking about when I do get on it, I'll be on there. But I still got an old profile from like 10 years ago. So
I got about 20 minutes. 20 to 30 minutes and I'm done. And that's Mario. I can't play none of the other shit. But that game when he kept saying snake. It's an old game, y'all. Y'all know the game. And he had to come and he was coming from out the water and he was climbing up on the thing. Then he had to go around these cases and all that and get to the elevator. I couldn't even get out the water and walk around the goddamn case. That's why I was stuck. I was like, fuck this game. I don't fight somebody or get a damn gun and shoot it. I'm like, fuck this game.
Hell nah,
Have you ever played Oculus?
I don't play no other game but boxing, Grand Theft, Modern Warfare. That's it. Basketball, maybe. John Madden.
You know what was funny? I didn't know how intricate Grand Theft Auto was. And my little nephew, who was like under 10 at the time, kept getting in trouble with his mother because he kept going in the strip club.
Hell no.
Grand Theft Auto.
He in there blowing down. You little nasty mother.
His brother told me, he said he keep going in the strip club. I'm like, they got a strip club? That shit was hilarious. I was like, oh my God.
You hear that music, you be like, oh shit, that little nasty nigga in the strip club.
Now he was close to 10, but so I mean
that shit don't matter, nigga. Hey, they be busting open in the strip club on Grand Theft.
I guess that's when y'all little thing be waking up for the first time. You know,
son used to come in there and be looking at you like, take your little nasty ass upstairs. You nasty ass.
The strip club on the game. Y'all heard about what Bozy Ennis said responding to Timothy Bradley? Yeah,
man, nobody care about Timothy Bradley, man. Timothy Bradley was trash, man. He quit because he knew he was gonna get his ass whipped if he kept going. Nobody want to hear that.
He said he's going to defend his son. Do you hear me? Yeah, he gonna defend his son. I think we was talking about this yesterday, ATM. He said Boost and him said what they supposed to say.
Exactly. Did y'all watch it? Did y'all go? Y'all ain't even go watch the shit, did you?
What's the point? Real talk.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I ain't watched it yet. I will, but I haven't watched it yet. I saw.
You gotta watch it to understand what they talking about.
But even if he was saying, "I need Crawford right now," or whatever, I would
DJ, did you watch the video, DJ?
I wouldn't be mad about none that he say, because Boot's supposed to be calling them out, and they supposed to stay focused on the task at hand.
That nigga was cool with it though. I'm trying to tell you, that nigga was cool with it. Like, he don't give a damn. Like, y'all niggas ain't nothing. Once I get in the ring with y'all niggas is done. Like, for real, he ain't even say it in a way like that, but he said it so calm that you be like, damn, he really believe in himself like that.
Y'all hit that motherfucking like button. Come on. Hit the motherfucking like button. Shit.
That bullshit, hit the motherfucking like button, y'all.
In the replay, I haven't seen no comments. And y'all talk to a sister. Tell her what you like. Tell her what you don't like. I'ma still be me.
Exactly.
That's all I can be. But I hear you. I hear you, King. I hear you, Queen. Either way. But yeah, Boozy, yeah, I'm not mad at that. It's like I wasn't mad at Blair Cobb. Never mad at somebody talking shit in their own division about other fighters. Not mad at it. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what we say we want from Bud. That's why a lot of people was mad at Bud for the longest time, because he wouldn't talk. He wouldn't say shit. Now you getting Cobb and everybody want to say he whack. I think Cobb deserves a good treat. He strikes me as a person who taught himself. I would not be shocked to find out that he taught himself. He might have been around a couple of good trainers here and there that probably showed him, you know, like, no, son, it's really like this. Because he strikes me as a person that when he was learning how to do a jab, he didn't stay there long enough to do the jab. Overall, that makes him like a C+ fighter.
No, hell no.
He's somewhat good to good.
Hell no.
DJ said, yeah, I watched it.
Hell no.
So Timothy Bradley used the head for the defense.
That nigga E- fighter.
Oh, no. Come on now.
E-.
Come on now. That dude got motherfucking heart, because if he was not in shape,
hey, so did the Cowardly Lion. So did the Cowardly Lion. The Cowardly Lion had heart too.
In the end, but he didn't have heart at first. Put him up. Cowardly Lion from Wizard of Oz. Put him up. But he was scared at first. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, y'all put some respect on Cobb's name. Now, yeah, now what he did that was wrong is he could not back up his rhetoric. That's what he did. And that's, you know, he just, hey, it's a life lesson. He'll get over it. He didn't back up his rhetoric. And everybody chimed in on it. But here's the thing he did do well. He had all y'all motherfuckers looking, to include a lot of boxing fans and boxers themselves.
I wish I had that video when he was like, courage. If I was king of the jungle.
Man, you gotta be careful to wanna play them clips. That's Wizard of Oz, man.
The Oz came on. He said, silence! That nigga ran and jumped through the window.
That you would definitely get a nasty gram from Facebook and YouTube on that one. I ain't playing with that. You know what I want? I want when somebody's saying something that don't make sense. I want to cut to when Big Mama House when he was cooking and he was shaking his butt. You know, on the first one, shaking his butt up and down.
Hell no.
Like la da dee da da da. That's what I wanted to see. There's so many clips, man. I like funny movies and all that. So, hey, DJ, what's the funniest movie you ever seen?
Life.
Yeah, that's up there. That's your funniest, though?
It's my funniest.
See, damn. I'm thinking. It's so many for me, but I be trying to think of the movie that I laughed so hard I just couldn't stop laughing. I'm gonna include a stand-up as one of my movies, but it was Lavelle Crawford when he went home. I couldn't get over the last laugh before I was knee deep into the new laugh. I laughed through the whole motherfucking thing. If you want to call that a movie, because it was taped. Movie. Shit, that's hard. See, then I go back to the old days when I was looking at "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker," or them old movies and all that. And nowadays is when I do some good. You know, I looked at Woo. I don't think y'all would think that that's a funny movie. I looked at it a long time ago when it came out. It was one of Jada Pinkett's first movies. Now, when I watched it, I wasn't that impressed. So we talking the 80s, I think, or whatever. I wasn't that impressed. 80s or early 90s. Man, I just I did some good and watched that shit, man. I almost lost my mind. That shit was hilarious. So sometimes when you come back to something like a Soul Plane, that shit was hilarious to me. I know some people probably be like, what? That was funny. DJ said he's going to his son. Do you hear me? Yeah. Yeah, I watched it. He told Timothy Bradley, you used to head for the defense champ. Yeah, I don't know why.
Timothy Bradley got a big ass head.
In real life, he's a little guy. He's a little guy. He's just stockier than the other guy. You know what I loved about him? He was a vegan towards the end of his career. He was a vegan, and look at how cut he was and thick.
The steroid went to his head.
Now, one of those steroids, that was all vegan, dog. Some of your biggest animals are vegans. Matter of fact, all your biggest animals are vegans. Vegan don't make you skinny. It makes you your optimum weight. And Timothy Bradley was doing that shit. They just see all them cuts. We can say what we want. That nigga was cut off of just eating no meat, fruits and vegetables. He made me think about it. He made me say, Just because he looked like he was in shape and everything. Nothing else. Nothing else. He made me say, Yeah. But, you know, we got a lot of good fights coming up. I don't have to buy the DAZN fight. You guys probably say, well, see how you can see all these fights if you don't protest. Thank you, Birdman. But I have a subscription to DAZN and ESPN Plus, which I'm mad as hell that I got that one. I got ways of looking at. I got my whole TV set up to take boxing everywhere. You know.
You got a Fire Stick?
Yep, I got a Fire Stick as well.
You know, I can hook you up. You know, you just got a goddamn link. Sometime I could goddamn. You know, I can put you on. You know.
Yeah, put me on. You got my email. My email address is down there at the bottom. We exchange numbers.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
Yeah, y'all hook me up.
And
everything. Hey y'all, them drugs they gave me is starting to wear the hell off. I'm feeling a little froggy.
Oh shit! Don't jump.
Because in the beginning of this show, I was like, let's see this. I was loopy, but I knew it would wear off. Good God, I feel normal right now. Y'all have no idea. That shit had me loopy, man. God damn. But I made it home. I drove up in the Horseshoe, told the cops inside, look, don't give me no damn ticket, and don't be trying to put no boot on my car. None of that. I'm going to the emergency room. I don't got nowhere to park it. I ain't got all that. Exact words. They said, we got you, ma'am. So I go back there. As I'm checking in, 2 cops walk up on me and was grabbing my keys. And I was like, what? And then they was like, "No, we're gonna make sure your car good because you catch your hazards on. So we're gonna go out there and turn them off." But then, I guess if you have your hazards on for a long period of time, you would drain your battery or something. I don't know, maybe. So they went out there. It was a lady and a dude. They went out there, turned my hazards off. They didn't move my car. They didn't boot it. They didn't ticket it or nothing. Man, I was in there for 5 hours.
Damn.
Because when they give you that shit, they won't let you drive. So they came back and they was talking to, they just do their little rounds. And they was talking to some of the doctors and the nurses in the ER. And she looked over and saw me in that one little area. And she was like, "You good?" And I said, I'm good. Thank you. He said, "Don't you worry about a thing. We got you, man." I'm like, damn. I walked up in that bitch and told them I ain't asked shit. I'm a bad motherfucker, ain't it? Better check my dental records. Yeah, I couldn't believe it because I didn't ask. I just said, "Look, don't do it. Don't you dare."
She said, "Oh, you dare?"
Pretty much. I mean, I ain't got time. I ain't got all day. And then I forgot because when I leave my house, it's the time that I pray for the parking fairies. Y'all can laugh at me all you want, but the shit worked. When I'm walking to my car, like before I get in my car to go to the medical treatment center on base, there's never no parking. All the handicap parking be taken and everything. I stop praying before I walk in the car, and I said, "Parking fairies, please be there for me. I have an appointment. Please open up as I get there. Please be there for me." And I just prayed a couple of times like that. When I get there, guess what? I always have a parking space. When I pray. When I don't have one. And today I did not pray. And there was no parking. Yep. I guess some people could say, "Well, you got parking fairy because you was able to park up there in the front door by the horseshoe." Now I was taking a chance. I was putting my blackface on, like get my little pimp on and walk in there and look, "Hey, don't touch my car, goddamn it. I got business to take care of." Whatever the case. But they took care of me, see, thank God. That's all the news I've pretty much got. And I will come back with an update on this shit about Usyk and all that. And I'm terribly sorry for reading or putting, truth to that article that I wrote that he left Ukraine. And according to ATL and DJ, no, the hell he didn't. I did see a heading somewhere.
Yeah.
Cambosos even had to pass up. Lomachenko had to pass up Cambosos. But I think it is true that their minister of sports gave them permission to do so. I guess both of them turned it down. Y'all know that after De La Hoya makes Ryan fight his next opponent, he gonna put him in line for Cambosos. I wonder how long can Cambosos hold these belts hostage. Regis Progress is to fight Jose Zapata next. He hurt his opponent bad. He's fighting with Pro Bellum. Let me see. Thought I saw something. Nah, it ain't much. But if y'all got y'all boxing channels and stuff, do watch boxing. Do get into it, but just understand it's drama, just like wrestling. On the behind the scenes, some people get their girl on. Some of y'all men be acting like girls.
Sure do.
And y'all need to quit it. Talking about we emotionally. God damn. I never seen so many emotional men in my life. God damn. It's okay to cry. God gave you tear ducts to cry. But god damn. Another, I said this on one of my shows. When y'all men break down and cry, we as women can be sitting there like, well, motherfucker, if you cry, what can we do? It's over. We can be defeated that way. If y'all the king, be the motherfucking king. We want y'all to. Funniest movies I've ever seen was Life, Harlem Nights, and Hangover 1. I agree with all three of them. Life has some funny. Any movie with Eddie Murphy for the most part. Norbert, that was my one. Norbert. Yeah. DJ is in the building. What's poppin', King?
What's going on, Miss C? What's up, ATM?
What up?
Man, listen, I was listening to y'all talk about the funniest movies. I got busy at work for a second, but about hands down is Life, right? The next after that is Harlem Nights, and then the first Hangover. I remember I was in college. I was in my sophomore year of college when the first Hangover came out. And when I tell you I was on that, ooh-wee. Talking about it now. I was in there hollering in the movie theater. That movie was hilarious. But I've been saying for like the past couple weeks now, Devin, go ahead and move up 440, man. There's plenty of guys up there who's going to fight you. You don't have to beg for a fight. BFTB just had a whole video. Didn't nobody tell me that guy was that funny. He is hilarious. And Champside also did a good video about the whole timeline of this shit and how Devin Haney, they've been maneuvering around Devin Haney for a while. Now, some people could say it's business and people taking the best fights, but why does he have to go through all these obstacles just to get a fight with quote unquote the top guy? Yeah. It's clear to me that he's chasing the top guys, and you get some people out here who will say he ducked for tuna and, he petitioned to fight this guy, petitioned to fight that guy, when it's clear to me that the other champions have always found a way not to fight him. You even heard Kambosos in one of his recent interviews, I think it came out today or yesterday, saying, he went down to Mexico and got some quick victories. So really he's only 15-0. Well, hell, wasn't TL 16-0 when you just fought him? Kambosos, you ain't but 19-0. So like,
yeah,
we gotta stop the BS, man. Like, give the man the fight. He shouldn't be out. He's a champion. He shouldn't be out here begging for opportunities. He shouldn't be out here begging people to fight him. I've been saying for the past couple weeks as well. He needs to do everything. Go ahead, Miss T.
DJ, I gotta ask you. Do you think they can wear the jacket a little bit of some of this as, not an intentional fault, but indirectly their fault? Because I think them traveling the country, fighting and sparring, he let the cat out the bag. And now people know who he is. They know he the goods. They don't want to fight him. So I wonder what life would have been if he was a person who didn't travel the country and spar people. Go ahead, DJ.
Yeah, I'm not saying, Team DHP is without fault, because there was definitely some opportunities that he could have taken advantage of. But at the same time, who's to say that he still wouldn't have got? I mean, Bob Arum told the man 3-4 years ago, it's too bad you didn't sign with the right promoter. You would have gotten that fight when it came to Lomachenko. So it's clear to me these guys at 135 don't want to fight you. And, it's just time to move up, man. If it's true that the weight is not necessarily melting off how it used to, he's a young guy, it's time to move up. It's just time to move up, man. If you can't get the fight, don't wait until you're 33 like Demetrius Andrade. Go ahead and move up now, because if he stays with Eddie Hearn, and I put a lot of this on Eddie Hearn too. I share the blame between the other fighters and the other promoters as well as Eddie Hearn. It's clear Eddie Hearn is not in the Devin Haney business. He'll smile in your face and tell you this and tell you that, and when it comes down to it, he sent his other champion the purse bid, and he's not giving you the big fights. So don't wait another 10 years like Demetrius Andrade did, because Demetrius Andrade is 33 years old and hasn't had a big fight yet. He just fought a bunch of guys.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, just to keep. He's been fighting mandatories and top 10 contenders his entire career because the other champions didn't want to fight him. Get away from Eddie Hearn. He is not going to invest in you.
But this why I be saying, DJ, right there. You just said about Demetrius Andre. Why I said get off that money talk because you're gonna sour the objective. You know, you be talking about money and shit. Now, I granted Demetrius Andre is a millionaire. He don't dress or act like he a millionaire, but he is, and he got that by way of fighting with Eddie. So you know, hey, kudos, you got that. But you know damn well you fight for the glory. You fight for the championship. If you're not motherfucking fighting for this shit, for the Super Bowl, then what the fuck you want from us as fans? Why should I just arbitrarily fucking line your pockets? I might as well be giving to UNICEF and all these other charities out there, Save the Whale and shit every month. You know, because I'm not gonna be giving you money and patronizing your shit if you don't want to go for champion, unified, and motherfucking undisputed. Tank Davis. And I like you, but you don't want to do it. You guys are avoiding Devin Haney. Devin, stop fucking sparring people. Fucking stay in your gym. Spar locals. Don't stop going around sparring motherfuckers. It's probably too late. Like the cat is out the bag. Move up. I was saying last year, y'all remember y'all laughed at me. I ain't saying you did, DJ. When I was on Fred's show. Why don't he fight Isaac Cruz? I told y'all Isaac was a beast. But nah, nobody wanted to even answer that. They never answered. They never said it. And I know Bill Haney heard me say it. I know Fred heard me say it. I know people who listen to Fred's show heard me say it. And they never answered or anything when I kept saying that shit. But now look at Isaac Cruz. He's a co-main feature in the Spencer Ugas fight. Ain't that some shit?
And his crowning achievement was not getting knocked out by Tank. Let's be real. Let's be real about that. All he did was not get knocked out by Tank. Tank still beat him 8-4 in that fight. He still won the fight by a wide margin, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I still had that fight I had the fight 116-112. I thought Tank beat him easy. Did he make it rough at times? Sure, but I still think Tank beat him easy with one hand.
See, I think Tank turned it on, and some of those rounds, the back end rounds, where he was actually boxing and he edged him out. But I said it before they fought. Tank, do not fight him like you fight Barrios or Santa Cruz. You cannot strategically fight this dude. This dude coming for your ass. And I thought if it was a draw, I wouldn't have been mad. Even if they edged it out to I wouldn't have been mad. But Tank, I feel, edged it out. And so it was too close for comfort. Tank A just whooped this nigga ass. Now look at him. Like I said, he lost the fight, but he's a co-main feature in a big fight.
Right.
He took
that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day, Miss T.
Yeah, he took lemons and made lemonades. You know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
Pacquiao, which y'all know how I feel about him the same way I feel about Canelo. But I be watching Isaac. Your head better not grow, nigga.
Yeah, like they used to say about Brock Lesnar in the UFC. He's taking, like, it's one thing if you gonna take the stuff, but he's taking stuff to make his head grow. Like, how does your head grow, man?
It don't suppose. Yeah. No acne on the back.
It don't suppose to.
No acne on the back, man. Who the fuck get acne on their back? Now that's terrible. I don't know too many teenagers that get acne on the back. You 28, 27 years old, acne up. Come on, bro. We know. So Isaac, don't let me see none of that shit. Y'all see he's a clear face, clear skinned person. He's turning around and start getting acne. You gotta raise that eyebrow. You can fall out of grace. You can go from sugar to shit with me and overnight, doing some shit like that. Because I don't respect dudes who have a disregard for human life. I don't respect you. You know what I'm saying? So
I got you.
So it is what it is. But I like Isaac, and I'm a fan. And I believe him and Tank ran it back to take him more seriously. I believe it won't be no easy win with Devin. But what do you think about this? Now, I put this out yesterday, DJ. So Sky Sports is running a tournament of some of their top tier lightweights. These dudes look fierce. I don't know nothing about them because they all British, and it's offered exclusively on Sky Sport. I'm sure they'll find a way where we as Americans can check them out. But I think it's gonna open the goddamn floodgates. It'll give Devin more competition. He ain't gotta keep looking for those whatever fighters. Fight white, black, yellow, purple. I don't give a damn what shell people come in. Stop being exclusive to one group, acting like that's the only dynamic that's gonna pull money in. I'll see a white fighter who can throw them hands just as quick as I'll see a Mexican or a black.
Yeah. I mean, what race or nationality you come from, don't really bother me. If you consider the best, I want to see you fight.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the WBA has already ordered Tank to fight the winner of whoever comes out between Kambosos and probably Devin. So, either one of those guys would have to either vacate that belt or fight Tank next, or I think it's vice versa. But Tank is in the mix now at 135. So
he needs to.
I just look at it like this, right? Eddie Hearn has a couple super lightweights over at the zone that he could fight in Hermes Ponce or Montana Love, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or even Sandor Martin. But the thing is, will he make those fights? I don't think Eddie Hearn really believes in Devin like that. And it's showing, it's really been rearing its ugly head here recently, man. I don't think he believes in Demetrius Andrade, and I don't think he believes in Devin Haney. Because and it's just simple business, how you got all this money to throw at Cinnamon for 3 fights and you don't know who he's fighting after Bivol, but you can't give Devin Haney $10 million. You told us 2 years ago you got $10 million to make that fight with him and T.O. So where'd that money go?
Mm-hmm. But see, Devin, this is why I say he can put the jacket on himself a little bit. And I like Devin, y'all. I really do. But Devin, somebody was talking about how he operates his social media. I'm the last person to give advice on that, but when I heard what the guy said, I was like, oh, okay. When he said, yeah, when you at a game, you got to hashtag everybody, not just yourself or whatever. You got to get better at plugging into the social media. I am a person who do advocate that you as a fighter should attract casuals, because if you attract the casuals, you're going to be attracting novice and experts and whatnot. And you got to be exciting. You can't, we know it's unfair what they doing to you, Devin. But you sitting back and not fighting nobody is not the answer. It's not.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Right, wrong, or indifferent, Demetrius Andrade kept fighting. He kept fighting. He never sat on the couch longer than I think 10, 11 months. This will be his fight coming up with
Zach Parker.
With Zach Parker. This will be his 3rd fight since last April. His 3rd fight. He's fought almost 3 times in like 13 months. Mm-hmm. Should he be fighting more? Absolutely. But you also look at how the other champions in that division wouldn't fight him. Devin Haney, you're 22, 23 years old. The other champions in that division don't want to fight you. Or their business, or their promoters don't want to put that fight together. Because I don't think T.O. was necessarily afraid of Devin, just like I don't think Kambosos is afraid of Devin. I think because you can see the switch that happened after Kambosos won those belts, and after he was talking to Devin before Devin went to beat JoJo, you can see the switch happen these last few months. I think Lou DiBella has gotten in Kambosos' ear. I don't fight Devin. We doing good business over here with Bob. We gonna try to see what Bob got for us.
And Mauricio Suleiman back and forth. 1 minute Devin the champion, next minute he not. Giving credence to this. You're undisputed. This is what everybody was so mad at T.O. You mad at T.O. You know why? Because you like Cambos. I mean, you like Devin. Let's call it what it is. Miss T gonna talk about the truth. You don't like T.O. because you like Devin Haney, and that's cool. But that's something I pray every day that we as boxing fans get out of the habit. Just because you like your favorite fighter doesn't mean you have to dislike any other fighter. You don't have to.
Absolutely.
You really don't have to. You just can say, well, my favorite is Devin, but I like so-and-so. But if you come in there with Devin, I got Devin all day. Who can't do that? This is exactly what I'm saying. When I talk about Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, I do like Errol Spence. I bought every pay-per-view. I watch every fight. And I always, I don't gamble, but when I say I bet, like I always got him, like I bet he gonna win. You know what I'm saying? I was very supportive of Errol every time. Every time.
Mm-hmm.
But not over Bud.
I got you. Just like I believe, like he had a great victory last weekend, right? I believe Shaq Foster has earned his opportunity to fight the winner of Shakur and Oscar Valdez because he did win his final eliminator. Although he probably won't get that fight because I believe Shakur Stevenson is going to absolutely dog walk Oscar Valdez, and I believe he has a WBO mandatory right after that. Although I don't believe Shaq Foster can beat Shakur, he's earned his opportunity. He has 2 losses, but he's never lost at super featherweight at 130 pounds. You go look at his box rec, he lost at 135 and he lost at 140. He's never lost at super featherweight. So that man has earned his opportunity. I think he's won like 6, 7 fights in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Could be more. He's earned his opportunity. Yes. I'm all for guys who's earned their opportunity. And I posed this question on another panel one day. Even if you believe Kambosos is undisputed, right? Just like if you believe Tio was undisputed. It's clear to me that Devin Haney is by far the number 1 contender. Mm-hmm. So when the whole Lomachenko talks came up, it was like, oh, Lomachenko used to be pound for pound. Yeah, but he's 2 fights. He's 2 fights removed from a loss. And you want to put him in there over a guy who's been putting in the work, because Devin Haney's fought, what it'll be, let me see, what he fought last. He fought twice last year, correct?
Yeah, he fought JoJo and who was that guy earlier? Was it Gambo?
No, it was Linares,
yeah, that's right. Linares.
He beat Linares and he beat JoJo last year. 2 former champions, 2 good wins. Mm-hmm. But he's earned his opportunity, man. Mm-hmm. I know boxing is a business, it's a crooked business. As my guy Best Pugilist would say, it's the red light district of sports because nobody really runs boxing. Power runs boxing.
That is a great analogy, Best Pugilist. That's great.
Yeah, he says it all the time. Boxing is the red light district of sports because nobody runs boxing. Power runs boxing. Mm-hmm. But the man has earned his opportunity. The young man has earned his opportunity. And I don't care what color you are, where you come from. If you've earned your opportunity, you've earned your opportunity. Don't start talking business when the man has fought his way up and earned his opportunity. Mm-hmm. But I think he needs to throw that damn WBC belt in the trash. They've done nothing but disrespect you while collecting your money. It's kind of like Devin Haney's relationship with the WBC is kind of like a lot of these rappers' and athletes' relationship with Gucci. Gucci has done nothing but disrespect you, but yet you still keep giving them your money.
Look, I think this sometimes what I be thinking. I don't know who in this position that can do it. Maybe a Steve Harvey, somebody. Maybe they can nominate somebody like the best, boxer in whatever division, or just get them some kind of accolade. And that fighter takes that accolade and wear it like a badge of honor. I wouldn't tell them to throw away the WBC belt. I hear you. The reason why I wouldn't say throw it away, because some people who are avoiding him going to run and scoop it up. And it'll just make me sick to my stomach to see some shit like that. So I would say hold on to your belt, but lock it up, put it up. Don't show it for shit. Even when you got to fight, don't ever pull that shit out. Don't brag about it. Don't do none of that shit. Don't talk about it. Whatever the case. Now, once you reach the Super Bowl, and that's undisputed. Once you get that Super Bowl ring, fuck everybody. Ain't that what Floyd did?
Right, but see, Miss T,
none of that shit.
See, Miss T, the difference with Floyd, And this is where, going back to what Tio said a couple years ago after he beat Loma, like everybody wants to be Money Mayweather without being Pretty Boy Floyd. Mm-hmm. Pretty Boy Floyd took less money to fight Oscar De La Hoya because he knew he could beat him. And I knew if I got that fight and I beat your ass, I was going to be the man. What we're seeing now is people deny Devin Haney that opportunity to become the man.
Pretty Boy Floyd fought often every month and was taking, in the beginning of his career, the first couple of years, and was taking $7,500 fights, $10,000 fights. Yes, he did.
Right.
He took it. But he did the ratio or the math in his head. Well, if I fight 3 times a month or twice a month, it'll be more. Let me just keep adding it up. And if I fight 12 months out the year, that's gonna be like one big paycheck. That's what
absolutely. But he took the gamble. He was willing to take. And I don't care nothing about these guys' money. I really don't care. I'm all for the athletes. Like, I love seeing these guys in the NFL and the NBA sign $200 and $300 million contracts. I love it. I'm all for the athlete because they're the ones putting the butts in the seats. They're the ones everybody's coming to see. Just like in boxing. The fighters are the ones we're coming to see. We're not coming to see no promoter. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So I'm all for whatever they ask for, give it to them. It's not, the reports are Devin's making 3.5 a fight. Give him that. Give Kambosos 3.8 just for shits and giggles.
Yeah. Give him your purse, Devin. Give him your purse. Listen, they have effectively stalled that man out from making a record that probably wouldn't be broke for years and years and decades to come. He could have been one of the youngest undisputed champions ever. Like, for real, for real. He absolutely. They don't want him. They don't want this black man to have another accolade like that because they're trying to change. I'm sorry, people. This is when they get racist. They're trying to change the narrative of just who is the dogs in boxing or who have been the leaders of the pack in boxing. I did a video on it months ago where I talked about just the 20th century. 77 years, black fighters were champions, while others weren't. 33 years out that century, which is 100. 33 years out of 100, where there was fighters who held those titles who were not black. But we're not talking just white. We're not talking just Latino. We're talking a myriad of folks, everybody who's not black. But when 77 years, we held it down. Now, that don't always have to be a case. Because if you get a white fighter that's about his BI, he's going to get in there and show and prove. You can't say that God is only going to bless blacks or he's only going to bless certain fighters or whatever. So that's why I say the shell you come in don't matter to me. But all this unfairness and moving the goalposts and making allowance for this person and that person, Mr. Cantone, a.k.a. Mauricio Suleiman of the WBC or the WBA, making up special rules like ordering fights soon after the nigga get out the fight. He can't even watch the left side of his balls good before they got a fucking order, a contract waiting for him on the bench when he get out the shower. A mandatory that he gotta meet, so I'm just saying, that's the thing that they on. We can be better than that. Just let your hands do the talking in the ring. It don't matter if you lose or not. If you that type of fighter where you leave it all in the ring, people will pay to see you. Period.
Absolutely. And I don't necessarily even think it's a race issue. I just think it's Bob Arum doesn't want Devin Haney nowhere near them belts. Because he told him he wasn't going to get to fight. Therefore, he wasn't going to get the opportunity to become undisputed champion. He wasn't going to get the opportunity to become a champion. Unless you got to come see me. If you want a shot at these belts, you got to come see me. And I think the cards are being maneuvered. I think the goalpost is being moved to make that happen. I think it's all about Bob Arum being the Bob father. He don't want Devin Haney nowhere near them belts.
Hey, did you hear about let me get Birdman. Shout out to Birdman. Salute Miss T
man.
and DJ, my Bama brother. Salute King. Did y'all hear about old Don King back in the mix? Only in America.
Yeah, I saw he won a purse bid, man. Please don't let Don King back in here. Listen, Miss T, I was too young to understand. Right? But I used to watch how he moved. My granddaddy could not stand Don King. He hated it. He hated Don King. He was like, yeah, he just, he think he's slick. He think, yeah, he talking like a Mississippi pimp. I can't stand it.
I ain't like the fact that he ain't comb his hair. And y'all notice I get on some of these fighters about that, like Blair Cobb. I got on him about it. He's a publicist. Some people cannot comb their hair and get away with it. Not it. Neither is Antoine Gary Russell. I was so happy that he had his hair played up his last fight. And y'all must that matters. It do matters. It's an eyesore and it turns people off.
No, I don't really be caring about that. Let these guys wear, whatever. I think it's an expression of who they are. Like, I didn't care when Xander Zayas, the hot young Puerto Rican prospect, I didn't care when he had blue braids out here. So there's a fighter now. There's a fighter now for Top Rank. I can't remember his name for nothing. He's really good prospect coming up. He has a whole mascot. He has blonde hair. He's a black guy with blonde hair. The mascot has blonde hair. It's a whole show, Miss C. So yeah, I don't really care.
But see, here's the thing, DJ. You a real boxing fan. In order for you to get your chops up, you gotta attract casuals. You are turning casuals off. And you don't want to do that because a real boxing fan is not going to care about that. Like you said, they're going to be looking at what you're doing in the ring.
Right. All right, you come out here looking real goofy. You better have some hands to go with that goofy.
Mm-hmm. And you can be like, man, sit your ass, have several seats down. But it's a turnoff. And for females, it's a turnoff because we get caught. There's a reason why there's a such thing as peacock. Peacocking. I know y'all heard of it.
Yeah, peacocking.
And just men peacocking. That shit real. Girls get, carried away with that. I'm gonna see some uncombed hair. I'm feeling a certain way.
So you definitely felt the way. You definitely felt the way when they had to cut that weave out of Franchon Cruz's hair.
Oh, I didn't even know nothing about that.
You remember that when her trainer, she had a weave in, right, or a ponytail sewn in, and it kept flopping around everywhere. I think she adjusted a couple times, and her trainer was like, "Cut this shit out of her head right now."
I'd have felt, yeah.
You gotta look that video up, Miss C. Look that video up.
I'd have been like, "Damn, boy, I felt that."
Yeah, The second man or whatever in the corner, he legit took scissors and started sawing that shit out of her head, man. I want this shit out of her head right now. Cut this mess out of her head. Go look it up, Miss C.
I can't blame him. Hey, you in the thick of things now, but you know what? Suffice to say, the lesson she learned: braid your hair up, cornroll it,
right?
Yeah, that's the lesson you learn. I don't understand men coming in there with dreads. Like remains the firm, that shit heavy, man. That shit look heavy. It look uncomfortable.
Or at least if you don't do it, like I said, I don't really care. I don't really care about it. But at least if you gonna do it, look at how Lennox Lewis and Shannon Briggs used to do their hair, man. They used to have their shit braided back. But like I said, I don't really be caring. If you can fight, you can fight. If you know what you're doing with it. There was an MMA fighter. You've seen him recently. He's in Bellator now, but he used to be in the UFC. One of the best lightweights in the world, perennial top 5 guy, Benson Henderson. He has long curly hair, and he never braided it. It was a lot of times he never braided his hair. He just put it in a ponytail, and as he got to fighting and got to grappling and stuff, he'd be constantly throwing his hair back out of his face, right? Another guy who used to do that was Clay Guida. He had long curly hair, and he constantly be throwing his hair out of his face where he didn't braid it. So it never bothered me. If you could fight like that, cool. But if you get your ass knocked out, I don't want to hear nothing about your hair was in your face. And with that, Miss T, I got to slide out. I got to get back to work. I appreciate you for having me on. And the next big Bellator card is going to be April 15th. It's going to be the Friday night before the Errol Spence and Ugas fight. AJ McKee versus Patricky Pitbull again for the Bellator featherweight title. And you're gonna also have on that card, you're gonna have Vadim Nemkov fight against Corey Anderson for the Bellator light heavyweight championship. That's gonna be a good fight as well. So that's the next big Bellator card coming around April 15th.
And I meant to tell y'all that on April 16th, Raees Salim is supposed to be on Spence undercard too. Hey.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm waiting on that Castano and Charlo rematch. Because Boots is going to be on that undercard. I think he's going to be the co-main event. So I'm excited about that. I think Brandon Lee is on Spence's card. El Rayo is on Spence's card. Spence going to have a nice little card. Don't be there. I'm going to be in the building, Miss T, as you know. I'm going to be in there half drunk talking shit the whole night. So
I know. I got you, King.
I can drink now. I can drink. These past couple fights in Atlanta, I ain't been able to drink because I had to drive back home. This time I don't have to drive. I'm just going to give me a Lyft driver. Or, the guys that I plan on meeting up with in Dallas, they're going to be my driver, so we're going to have a good time out there. Miss P, you should definitely come. But I understand your allegiance to Bud won't let you do it.
Well, Texas, I can't mess with Texas people because, none against Texas, y'all. Hey, y'all the state of the union. But you guys be biased about all y'all athletes, no matter what sport. Like that. I can't, because it don't make, I be like, I can't even enjoy the game or something because I be caught up in that moment. And I was like, nah, I don't like to, be surrounded by that. Like, being in the Tyson Fury fight and being around those Europeans, and they were very good sportsmen and they were decent people. And I thoroughly appreciated it. We all were for our guy. We all told the truth and we were very respectful to each other. And that's what I like. But they was happy for their dude just as much as I was happy for Deontay. But anywho, you coming through DJ. I called you AJ. Damn. DJ.
Oh man. I got a cousin named AJ. If that would suffice, but yeah, man. When we went to that tank fight last June, we were probably 4 or 5 rows maybe away from a lot of Barrios' people. There were a lot of people in there from San Antonio, and when Barrios got knocked out, it was all love. It was like, shit, hey man, he put on a hell of a fight. What y'all wanted to say? It's like, yeah. I mean, they were sad about it, but nobody really fucking with him.
Yeah, a lot of fights be like that. In my experience with boxing all these years, that's how it be. Except with Spence fans, I don't know. I don't get it.
That's just Texas, just different, Miss T. Texas just different.
Well,
but hey, I promise you, myself, even though he's a big Spence fan, my guy 817, my guy Champion Hart, we're all gonna be in the building. We're not gonna let anybody bother you if you decide to come, which you still got your PBC boycott going on, so I doubt it.
I got the cash too. Oh no. I just lost my tripod. It just went out. Oh God.
But hey, Miss T, I gotta slide out. I appreciate you for having me on.
I appreciate you for coming on, King.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Stay safe at work. Well, yeah, you see what he said. Birdman said Don King is the same as Bob Arum, full of shit. They both fucked over people. They probably did, but I tell you this, Birdman, ain't nobody ever complained about a fight card that Don King put on. Never did. Even if you didn't know the fighters, never did. So obviously these promoters forgot what it means to be a promoter. But Don King was just one of the best promoters ever. Men gonna be greedy and all that stuff. You gotta when y'all go do deals, y'all gotta be like, when they talk about the fame. See, this is what y'all look for. This is my opinion. We're gonna talk about this on Grown Woman Talk if the ladies are available this Friday. See, for the life of me, I cannot understand how a man gets paid so many dollars and then in 20 years he has nothing. I cannot understand it. And you guys, I'm gonna need you guys to help me understand it. It may sound like bashing, but see, y'all gotta get over that shit. When the person telling the truth about a woman or a man, it's not always bashing. It's an actual fact that I want to know, or I really want to understand how you get paid $100 million. You can't even pay me $10 million in 20 years. I'll be broke. Are you fucking crazy? I mean, you guys want the fame and everything that come with the attention. Okay, cool. That's anybody, right? You want all the bitches. Now, how are you fucking all the bitches make you broke? Now, guys be like, Miss T, you don't understand. I certainly don't. I know dudes who was just as poor as me growing up that had all the bitches and they still had the same financial status. When I became middle class, I know dudes who are middle class that got all the bitches nailing and mowing them down, laying it low and spreading it wide. They still got the same financial status. So that's why I say that got to be explained. And you would think that if y'all got them 30 for 30s, that, you know, y'all would just know because the OGs told you. You would think. But apparently not. Apparently not. And that's something interesting to understand or find out why that's the case. Because it don't need to be the case. New Media Today, USA Boxer said, for real though, Miss T? Yeah, for real. I would love to know that. You know, I got a stepson. I have nephews. You know, sometimes their fathers are not around. The women have to say, whatever. What do you say? What I'm going to tell my nephews when it comes to the opposite sex? You know, like, okay, I know you like them. I know you want to mow down everybody. But this the balance you got to have. I know what to say to women. I know what to say to my daughter. I told my daughter, if a nigga asks you for money and y'all relatively about the same age, you got to ask yourself, why this nigga don't got what you got? Because I ain't give you shit. How come you got whatever you got and he don't got? Well, I need a cosigner. Why the fuck he can't have good credit and you do? What you do so spectacularly different? Because last time I checked, you didn't have no highfalutin job. You had a job. While you was in high school, now you in college. You be having a job. What you doing, he can very well do. Anybody you know. So why he asking you that, that's the question you asking in your head. Why the fuck I got XYZ credit score and you don't have it? What's different about us? Why do I got to give you shit? Don't you got a mama and a daddy? I just have my mother. You know, she got her dad now, but he never raised her. I did all that. But this is what I taught her. You know, you got to ask these questions before you do it. If a guy asks you to, I would tell her when she was a teenager, if a guy asks you, come on, just stay out longer, blah, blah, blah. And you know, I told you to be in before the street lights. I said, you know, his mother might have just told him he had to be in at 11, not the street lights. You know, but he's going to convince you to defy your mother. You will never convince him to defy his. My daughter turned her head to the side like in confusion. I said, I'm going to let you prove that theory. If any nigga asks you to stay out late, tell him yeah. But tell him you got to go in the house and wait till your mama go to sleep. And then you'll be back out at 12. And watch this nigga say, but I got to go in at 11. Don't worry, just come on out. No, my mom gonna kill me. My dad will kill me. Oh, you can't defy your parents, but you telling me to defy mine. This is shit you got to shine the light on. Like, this is why I say I be asking the questions. You know, how come y'all brothers can get $100 million contracts and you broke in 20 years? I don't understand that. Miss T really would like to know. From the fella's perspective, do girls cost that goddamn much? You know? Do outfits cost that much? What are you doing? Shit, I'll be your financial advisor. You know, I know how to live off less and be living like big time. But people really look at me like middle class, but financially I'm not. But the moves I made me middle class. My savings and everything. I don't work and I live just like a middle class person. I've been working since 2012 and I live just like a middle class person. I need to understand, how come you get these fat ass checks and you broke in 20 years? No, that 30 for 30 talk with somebody, all these previous athletes didn't teach you nothing. You wasn't listening. Anyway, I'm gonna get out there. Now that's something that got to be talked about. And fellas, you guys talking about your mentorship and everything. There you go. That's a way to mentor some young guys. Teach them to avoid that pitfall in life. Please do, because I don't know what to tell a young man, like when it comes to the ladies, like, why you spending this type of money? What you doing? I don't know how to talk for them. That is strictly y'all lane. Also, Kwame Brown, I don't know if you guys listen to him. I want to give a shout out to him. He said something profound months ago. Got me to thinking. You know how they got UNICEF and Save the Whales and all these different charities you can donate to every month, all day, every month. And I was like, yeah, I want to chronically or consistently give $20 a month to Save the Whales or whatever. But then I say, maybe 90% go into lining their pockets and 10% of what I send goes into saving the whales. And I don't like shit like that. Or if you're doing philanthropy work where you're going into Africa building waterways for a dry climate area, a community or something. I like that. Or, building a school. Lawrence O'Donnell did the Malawi building a desk. And he kind of, through the donations and everything, it gave the men of the community jobs because they worked at the factory to build these desks. The students stopped sitting on the floor because it changed the dynamics of the school and their ability to receive the lessons, and learn better. It's just all around, everything improved. And so I was like, okay, I would love to donate to stuff like that. But you sometimes be feeling like, is it really going to what you say? And Kwame said, why not, if you're going to be an activist or you're going to do anything, why don't you do it locally? Why don't you go to your local schools and do this, that, and the other? So when I get my taxes, you know what I do? I do it locally, but I damn sure pick a place where it's less fortunate than where I live. And I go over there in that county and I will go straight to the cafeteria if the principal or the school let me. And I will put money down on the cafeteria with the cafeteria lady. And I tell her she can spend it how she wants. Because to the kids who don't have enough money on the books to eat lunch, they give them a ragged ass meal. And so this way, you got money on the books and you can be like, hey, pay for that kid's meal, because sometimes that's the only meal that they got per day, that breakfast and lunch at school. So, I did that and I'm going to continue to do that. You help when you can. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to march. I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of other stuff, but that's where I can help. And I don't care who it go to, what shell you come in. If you need it, you need it. But I found that profound. And just as he was saying that, I saw on, what was it? It was, I think it came through my Facebook feed, but there was gentlemen who work, I guess they work night shifts. Some of them maybe they stay at home dad. But they volunteer at this school. Now, they're not on the books as far as being paid. The principal allowed them to come in, and I'm sure they vetted the men, but the men walked the halls, and it was a group of them. And like I said, maybe they work nights, like the midnight shift. Maybe they were stay-at-home dads, but they walked through the halls. They didn't come in there rah, 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 trying to, overpower or beat on the kids. They came in with a happy attitude, spoke to the kids. Sometimes those kids, that's the first father figure they ever know. And they getting it daily, consistently. with love. And so those men regulate the school. Hey, son, where you supposed to be? Now, come on now, let's get to class. What happened? Well, get to class. And the school improved. It went from one of the most dangerous settings to the most peaceful settings where kids got to be kids. How beautiful was that? So shout out to Kwame Brown for breaking it down on the small, minute level, what you can do. And that's something I don't know why I was talking about this today, but that's what I'm thinking about. Like I said, when I get my taxes, and I recently got my taxes, that's one of the first things I'm gonna go do or do. I do that. I'm always giving, so that's what I do. But I like to give in a way that it directly goes to that family. I might pay a bill, like, sometimes I go pay my water bill. And I'd be like, who's alphabetically named behind me? Or how do y'all organize it? Whose name is behind me? Let me pay that water bill for the month. I do shit like that. So anyway, that's one way to give back, y'all. When God sees that, and He's pleased with that, because He knows it's easier to love. That we call them the people you gotta love, like your brother, your sister, your mama, your daddy. So-called, you gotta love them. I believe those titles gotta be earned, but anywho, you gotta love them. It's hard to love somebody you don't know. And when you can show love to God, because He loves all of us equally. So if you can show love to people that you don't have to, God is smiling. He's smiling at you and He's pleased with you. And that's what you should go for. So I ain't gonna get too churchy on you or whatever. And I don't know why that was on my heart, but when it's on your heart, you gotta speak on it, right? God is good. In my head, y'all are saying all the time, God is good. Anyway, when you know better, you do better, right? We're gonna see y'all tomorrow. Today is Wednesday, so tomorrow we'll have us DJing here if time permits, talking about the Bellator. The Bellator, he already told us what was coming up. I gotta go back and rewatch some fights. I gotta do some crash courses because I was gone this whole weekend. So I gotta go through the crash course on some of the fights I've been missing. Hell, but y'all keep everything we said in mind. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button. And on the replay, leave a comment. Let me know what's good. Remember, when you know better, you do better. Peace.